I will start cloning. If I tell you, means if I ask you about the cloning in the real world also, so what is meant by cloning? Anyone knows? Means to duplicate, right? Duplicate means we can say that it is a cloning, right? So cloning means what? In Java we will create an exact copy of an object. Okay, we will create an exact copy of an object. That is only meaning of the cloning. That is the object cloning. So here simple. Here we will take one example. We will remove this all the things. Okay, suppose I have to create here the constructor. How we will create that? Public simple. Okay, inside that I'm passing two parameter, that is int a comma string name. Simple I'm passing. Okay, and I'm declaring variable also here int and the string name. Then whatever value coming from the parameter, that value I have to assign to the instance variable. So how we will assign that? This dot a equals to a, right? And after that this dot name equals to name. Simple. Whatever value we will give after means while calling, that will be assigned to our instance variable, right? After that we will write here simply main method, and instead that I have to call the constructor. So how we will call that? Creating the object. Okay, so simply I'm creating the object. Here I have to pass the value. Simply I'm passing here 10, and anything I will pass assigning to the object. Okay, and now I have to call that, means how we will call that? Simply I can write here a, so it will be print. Yes, it is not a static variable, right? And we are writing inside the static method. So this is our static method, and here we are writing the normal variable. And static method allows only the static variable, right? So what we have to do? How now we have to call this one? So how we will call that? Object dot a, right? Simply we will call that. Another way is system dot out object dot name. We have to call means simply we will write like that. And if I run this one, what we will get? This thing we are getting, right? Simply now we have to clone the object. Simply we have to clone the object. This is the object. Now I want to clone this object. Okay, how we will do that? With new keyword, it is taking so much time. No, with new keyword it will take means so much time to create an object. So for that we are using the cloning, object cloning. How we will clone that? So simply first we need to implement first we need to implement the clonable interface. Okay, clonable interface. And if you see here, I will select, and here see open declaration. Inside the clonable interface, nothing is there. See, inside the clonable interface, nothing is there. It will just indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, it will just indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, but we have to implement that. Okay, means if you want to do the cloning, no, for that we have to implement the clonable interface. Okay, after that, what we need to do? That simply we have to override one method, that is the public object. And here, okay, we have to implement this method. Okay, we have to override this method, that is the public object clone. Okay, and here it is giving something, that is the add return statement. Here what we will return? From here we will write, means call our super dot clone method. Okay, simply we will call this method. After that, it is means it is throwing one exception, so we will throw that clone not supported exception. Okay, simply, and here we can simply behave. Huh? Super dot, sorry, we have to call the parent method, no, parent clone method. That's why we have to write the super dot clone method. Okay, this one is done. After that, what we need to do? Simply we have to call this method. So how we will call that? With the help of object we will call that, right? simply what we will do, I will remove this one from here, and here we will write. Here I will give some space and plus dot name. Here I am writing, okay. After that, here simply we have to call this object. So we have to store somewhere, right? So here I want to clone that object. This object I want to clone here inside the object one method. So I will call, simply we have to call that object now, object dot clone, and we have to typecast it, right? This is the object, it will return the object, and we have to typecast it into the test. Simply we will write here test. Now it is done, okay. But it is throwing one exception. See, it is throwing one exception, so we have to handle that here, right? It is throwing the exception, throws do not support the exception. If you want to use this method, what we need to do, firstly we have to handle that exception, right? So simply I am writing here try and catch, okay. Simply I am writing here try and catch. So I will remove this one from here, we will write for all the things, okay. Try I have wrote here. After that, simply we have to call this one, that is the object one. So we will come here, system.out object one dot e, okay, and plus object one dot name. Okay, so what will be the output now? Here exception will come, so we'll write the same. What will be the output? For other one, for this one, what will be the output? 10 Java, right? After that, what we did, simply we called here object dot clone method. So what it will do, it will clone this object and it will store into the object one. Means whatever variable and methods are there, it will store where, inside the object one. It will clone all the methods and variable into the object one, from the object to object one. See here, object dot clone we are calling, right? So what it will do, it will call the super dot clone method. Is whatever the parent clone method inside the parent class, whatever the clone method is there, it will call that, okay. It will call that method. So after that, here whatever that object is, so object is content that is storing into the object one. From that object we are simply calling object dot a and object dot name. Name is what is this one? This one is our this variable, no? And this one name is our this one. I have called, means from with the help of this object I have called any constructor and all. No, right? But also we are getting this one, that is the object one dot a and object one dot name. Right? Now simply if I print this one, in and Java, into and Java, simply we will write here for another object. Okay, this is the another object. This that one is our first object. Okay? This one is our first object, and this one is our another object that we have cloned. So how do we clone this one? Firstly, we have to implement the clonable interface. Inside the clonable interface, nothing is there. And then what is the use of this clonable interface? It will create or it will indicate. It will indicate the JVM that we are invoking the clone method. Okay, we have to miss it will. Okay, so what it will do? Simply clonable interface. Inside the clonable interface, nothing is there. See, open declaration. Here, nothing is there inside the clonable interface. So what is the use of this one? It will indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, this is simply what is the use of this one? It will indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, that is the only use of our clonable interface. Nothing is there. See, we saw multiple interfaces. Some methods are present. Which type of method interface will contain? Abstract method, right? Inside the interface, we write only the abstract method. And how much percent we will get the abstraction with the help of interface? 100% or 0 to 100%? 0 to 100 with the help of interface. Interface 100%, and the with the help of abstract class 0 to 100%, right? Here interface inside there nothing is there. It will just indicate that here we are implementing that. So it will indicate to JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay. Simply we are wrote here the constructor. Inside the constructor we have passed two parameters, that is the int a and name, and I want to whatever value come from this parameter. Okay, I have to assign into the instance variable. That's why I written here the this dot a equals to a and this dot name equals to name. Right. After that, I have overridden one method here, that is the object dot clone. Means we have created our own method, that is the clone method. Okay, we have not overridden. Sorry, we have not overridden. We have created our own clone method. Okay, because here, if you see this method, that is the clone method. Open declaration. See, this one is our method is protected. Okay, this method is protected. That's why what we did, simply we have created our method, that is the clone method here. Okay, and from that clone method we are calling this method, that is the parent class method we are calling, that is the super dot clone method we are calling here. Okay, with the help of this clone method, why we are not means overriding this method, because that method is the protected. That's why we have created our own clone method, and from that method we are calling the super dot clone, means we are calling the parent clone method here. Okay, and this clone method is present here inside the object class. Okay, where it is present, it is present inside the object class. See, here it is the object class, and where it is present, which method is present here, that is the clone method. And you know that who is the parent class of the all the class inside the Java? Object. That's why we are writing here super dot clone. Okay, that's why we are writing here super dot clones. It will call our parent class method, parent class clone method. It will come here and it will whatever they wrote here, it will return that. Okay, so this is the clone, this is the clone method. After that we have to call that method, right? Simply we have called constructor here. When we create a object, that our constructor will call, right? So from here we have passed 10 and the Java, where it will allocate, it will come here and it will inside the a, it will allocate 10, inside the name it will allocate the Java. After that, this dot a and this dot name, means what is the value of a here? 10. And what is the value of name? Indirectly, where it is initializing the value? Inside the instance variable, right? Inside the instance variable it is allocating the value. So what is the value of a now for this a, and what is the value of name? Java, right? So it is done. After that we have to clone the object. We are not making the object, another object we are not making here. We want to clone the object. Simply what we did, simply we are calling the object dot clone method. What we did here, simply we are calling here object dot clone, means here, means it will come here inside the object dot clone method, means this method it will come, and from here it will call the parent class clone method, right? Means this clone method it will call. After that it will clone our object, it is storing into the object form, right? Means whatever methods and the variables this object is contained, that will be stored into the object one. That's why we are calling here object one dot a, object one dot name. This is the way to clone the object. So anyone have any doubt in here? Anyone have any doubt? This is the way. Okay, and if you want to call this object, okay, if you want to call this method, what we need to do first step is we have to handle the exception, because we are throw clone not supported exception from here. So first we need to handle that. We saw in the exception handling, right? We have first we need to handle that exception. After that we will call that method, right? And there are some advantage and disadvantage, many disadvantage and disadvantage of the cloning methods are there. If you see, object cloning is a way to create an exact copy of an object. So what we did here, here inside the object, whatever methods and whatever variables are there, we are exact copied and we are stored into the object one, right? After that, the clone method of object class is used to clone an object. So where this method is present, there is the clone method. This one, this method is where it is present. It is present inside the object class. Right? It is present inside the object class. This one is our object class. And here our clone method is there. And what it is returning? That is the object. Right? This is the return type. No, this is the object. And another thing is the native. What is the meaning of native?
Can implement the one language to another language.
Implementation is written in the another language, right? So here the object clone methods implementation is written in the another language. After that, another one is the Java language clonable interface must be implemented by class whose object clone we want to create. What we need to do, if I want to clone this class objects, what we need to do, we have to implement this clonable interface. But nothing is present here inside the clonable interface. So why we are calling this one?
That is the interface. Like you can do override the clone method we want. Override
No,
the
clone method is not present here. No, see here. If I come here, clone method is not here present here. What is the use of this one? That is the clonable.
that is indicate to JVM
It
to
will
power.
indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. It will just use what is just use here clonable interface. If you write clonable interface, it will just indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, that is the simple use of our clonable. If I remove from here this one, it will give the error. Save. If you remove, run this one, clone not supported exception, it is given. Okay, if you are not inheriting the or implementing the clonable interface, that time it will show the clone not supported exception. Okay, that is done. Another point is that if you don't implement clonable interface, clone method generates the clone not supported exception. Just now we saw that, right? Clone method is defined inside the object class. And what is the syntax? That is the protected object clone, and it throws the clone not supported exception. And it is native also, right? We saw here it is a native protected native object and the clone, and it is throwing clone not supported exception. Okay, so this is the syntax. And why use method? Why use clone method? The clone of method save the extra processing task for creating the copy of an object. Means when we try to create a new object, okay, when we try to create a new object, which keyword we will use? If you want to create a new object, new keyword, no, new keyword is taking means new keyword is taking extra processing task, okay, for the creating the object. That's why we are using the clone method. If you want to create a fast object, means if you want to copy an object, okay, that time we will use the cloning. The clone method, that time we will use. Okay, if you perform it by using new keyword, it will take lots of processing time. Okay, we perform, that is why we are using the clonable cloning, that's why we are using the cloning. Okay, if you want to create with the help of new keyword, it will take lots of time. If you want to create a fast, if you want to copy a fast object, that's why we are using the clone method. This is the two uses of the clone method. And there are many advantages and many disadvantage also of the object cloning. So first advantage are, although object clone has some design issues, but it's still popular and easy way of copying the object. Okay, if you want to copy an array, that time it is very useful. Okay, it is the means popular and the it is the popular and the easy way to copying the object. So what we need to do here simply, first we need to implement the clonable interface. After that we have to create a clone method, and from there we have to call clone the super.clone method. And after that, at last we have to just call the object.clone, and we have to store here. Okay, in our object will be copied. Okay, so another way is that another point is that you don't need to write lengthy and repetitive code. Okay, we don't need to write a lengthy and repetitive code. Just use an abstract class with 5 line long and the clone method. Just we need to write one class, and instead that we have to use the object with the method, and here we have to call the super.clone method. That's it. We can call the means we can simply clone our object by this method. Okay, by this way. Another point is that another advantage, it is the easiest and the most efficient way of copy an object, especially if we are applying to an already developed and old project. Suppose we have old projects and there are several objects are there, and if you want to clone that, so how we will clone? Simply we will use this clone method. What we need to do? Implement the clonable. We have to create our object, means our clone method, and from that we have to call the super.clone, and simply we have to call that. Okay, that is the easiest way. See here, just define a parent class, implements clonable interface, clonable init. It provides a definition of the clone method, and the task will be done. Right? Simply we have to here implement the clonable. After that we have to write the clone method, super.clone we have to call, and after that object.clone we have to means we have to execute. Our object will be clone. That's it. Okay. This is the advantage. Another one is clone is the fastest way to copy an array. If you want to copy an array, this is the fastest way. Okay. And there are several advantage also. Okay, many disadvantage of object clones are also there. Here, first one is that to use object dot clone method, we have to change a lots of syntax to our code. If you want to use the clone method, what we need to do? We have to do some means, many syntaxes to our code. We have to change many syntaxes to our code. Like implementing the clonable interface, right? Defining the clone method and handling the clone not supported exception, and finally calling the object.clone. What we need to do, if you want to clone any object, simply first we need to implement the clonable interface. After that, we have to create our own clone method, because if we cannot we cannot able to override this method, because that clone method is protected, right? That clone method is protected, that's why we cannot able to override that method. And we have to call it super.clone method, we have to call that method from here. And we have to handle this exception also, that is the clone not exception, clone not supported exception we have to handle. And after that we can call that method, at last we have to call, right? So this is the disadvantage. Another one is that we have to implement clonable interface while it does not having any methods in it. Okay? It does not having any methods, that's here inside the clonable interface, but we are implementing this. Why? Because just to indicate the JVM that we are performing the clone method. Okay, just to indicating the JVM, just we are performing the clone method. Is the only use of our clonable interface. Okay, after that, object.clone is protected, so we have to provide our own clone method and indirectly call the object.clone method from it. So we have a method here, that is the object.clone. See, this one is method we have, but we cannot able to override because this is the protected. So we have to provide our own clone method here, right? So we have to create our own clone method, and from that we have to call our super.clone, which we are calling the parent class clone method. Okay, after that, another advantage is that object.clone doesn't invoke any constructor, so we don't need have to control over the data. Means it is not call any constructor, so we don't have any control over our object construction. Okay, after that, if you want to write the clone method in the child class, then all of its superclass should be defined to define the clone. Okay, if we are writing the clone method in the child class, the superclass must have to implement the clonable interface, right? And in them or inherit from another parent class, otherwise super.clone chain will be failed. If you are defining the clone inside the child class, we have to implement the clonable inside the parent class. Otherwise, if you are not doing that, super.clone method will be chain will be break. Okay, it is saying like that. For that clone, object.clone support only shallow copying, but we need to override if we need deep cloning. Okay, shallow cloning and deep cloning is the other concept. If you want to if you want to know that, you have to prepare by yourself. Okay, shallow copying and the deep cloning. Okay, this is the all about the object cloning. Nothing is there, just we need, if you want to clone any object, simply we need to implement the clonable interface. We have to create our own clone method. Simply from that clone method we have to call the superclass clone method. If you want to call this method, that is the clone method, what we need to do, we have to handle the exception, that is the clone not supported exception first, and after that you can call that, and we have to store into the our object, it will be clone. Okay, that's it. That's all about the clone method. Anyone have any doubt here? Anyone have any doubt? Please tell me. I will explain you again. It is okay. Okay. Try it by yourself. If you are facing any issues, no, please tell me. I will solve that. Okay. Now we will see the another one. That is the map interface. That day we saw, means what we saw before the map. What we saw, collection, right? So collection framework inside. Wait, no. What we saw, that is the collection framework. The collection framework. Collection frameworks means it will contain lots of classes and lots of interface also. There we saw the collection interface, right? Inside the collection interface, many classes and many interfaces are present. What are the classes present inside the collection interface?
Array list, linked list,
Array list, linked list,
vector stack,
vector stack, right? These are all are the classes. And what are the interfaces are there?
queue and set, set,
Queue.
set list queue.
That means there are inside the collection there are many classes and many interfaces are present and many methods are also present. If you want to add any element into the collection object, which method we will use? Add method. And if you want to remove any element means same like that we have a multiple methods. We saw that, right? So collection framework is made up by two elements. There is the collection interface and another one is the map interface. Okay, so we saw the collection interface. Now we will see the map interface. And remember one thing: map will not inherit the collection interface. Okay, map will not inherit the collection framework. Many people think like that map is also inheriting the collection framework, sorry, collection interface, but it will not inherit the collection framework. Map is a different thing and collection is the different thing. Okay, it is same like a collection, but it is store the value in the form of key value pair. Okay, it will store the value in the form of key value pair, and where it is present? It is present inside the java.util package. It is, and where collection is present? Same, right? Java.util package. Collection is also present inside the java.util package, and map is also present inside the java.util package. Map does not inherit the collection interface. Okay, remember this thing. Many people think like that. Map is inherit the collection interface, but it is not inherit the collection interface. Okay. After that, map was introduced in JDK 1.2 version. Same like a collection, right? Collection is also introduced in 1.2 version. A map contains value on the basis of key and the value pair. And collection, inside the collection, what we did, what we are doing, simply we are adding the values, right? Simply we are adding the values. But here, what we will do, we will add the values on the basis of key and value pair. We'll add key and the value pair. If you and each key and value pair is known as the entry. Okay, this is the important thing. Each key and value pair is known as the entry. And map is useful if you want to search or update or delete any element on the basis of key. That time map is very useful. So how we will add that? Simply look at this diagram. Okay, here is the key and value. Key and the value. Okay, if you take the another example, suppose if we come here, name I'm taking, and here I'm taking the roll. Okay, suppose we are taking the name, different name of we are taking. Simply we are taking Sai. Okay, and here I am adding 101. After that we are taking another one, that is the Vasu. We will take 102. Another one we will take here. Let's see, 103. Okay, so this one is key value pair. Another example we will take, that is the employee. Okay, and after that name. Simply we will take like that. And here one. Okay, picture. After that 15 for the, so we will take 20 for the sign. Okay, so what is the key and the value? Okay, if you want to declare the key, so which key we will declare? This is the key or this is the key? First one, which is the key here? Roll number or the name? Roll number. And another one, employee ID and name? Employee ID, so right? So we will declare the key which is unique. The value which is unique, we will declare them as a key. Okay, suppose here is the roll number. Roll number cannot be duplicated, right? If we are giving 101 to three people, like Sai having the 101, Basu is also having 101, and Ramesh is also having the 101, so that is not possible, right? We will not give same roll number to all the people. So we will remain the key as a unique, right? But value can be a duplicate. If we are writing here 104, okay, suppose I am writing here another one. Suppose I am writing Vastu again, and here I am writing 104. It is possible or not? It is possible. Values will be duplicate, but key will not be duplicate. Key will be always unique. Right? This is the key here, and here which is the key? That is the employee ID. That is 12, 15, 20. These are employee IDs. Employee ID is unique. Always employee ID must be a unique. Right? But value can be. We will declare the duplicate also. Suppose we are taking here 16, and if I take here Sai again, so it will be okay. It is okay. Then the value can be a duplicate, but key will not be duplicate. Okay, so the value which is unique, we can declare them as a key. Okay, so this is the key value pair. In map, key should be unique, but value cannot be duplicate. Value can be duplicate. Value cannot be, no, value can be duplicate. So 101 is key here. value is Sai, right? Another one 102 and this Ramesh. So if we can take the key unique, but we can take duplicate values. Okay, if I add here 105 and Ajay again, so it will be possible. It is possible, no worries, right? Another one is the in map we can store maximum one null value in key, but in values you can store any number of values. Suppose we are taking here, we are coming here, and here I am adding null. Here I am writing J. Is it okay? Okay, we can declare the null values. Another one is that I'm taking here null and the null. Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Not
We cannot declare the duplicate null keys, right? But if I remove from here and if I add it here the 18, okay, and here I'm adding the null values again. Now is it okay?
yes.
We can add duplicate null values, but we cannot add duplicate null keys. Okay, that is the important. Okay, see here, if we are adding the duplicate null keys here, and if I want to access it, here null we are adding here, and here we'll add some. I'm adding here. Suppose I want to access the J and the Psi. How we will access that? Null are both the nulls, no? If I call this one that is the null, so what it will return? It will confuse, right? I have to call this one or I have to call this one, right? If you take this null key duplicate, that is the null and null. If I call this null value, if I call this null, right? Simply I'm writing here null. Value writing something we will write. Okay, what it will do? Simply it will confuse in that we have to call Psi or we have to call J. It will confuse. That's why we are not taking the keys as a duplicate. We cannot take duplicate keys here, but we can take duplicate values. Okay? That is the another way. Another one, that is the map does not follow the sorting and the insertion order also. Okay, map is not following the sorting and the insertion. Sorting means ascending or the descending order, and inserting order means the order we are ordered while printing same order we will get, right? The map does not follow both the things, that is the sorting and the inserting order. If we show the hierarchy, now this is the hierarchy of the map. So same hierarchy we saw somewhere. Anyone knows where we saw? Carefully. Set, set, right? That set, sorted set, set. Hash set, linked hash set. We saw that there also, right? There map, sorted map, and inside the map we have two classes, hash map and the linked hash map. Okay, and sorted map is also sorted map have one class, that is the tree map. Right here, we saw that inside the sorted, inside the set we saw that, right? Set, sorted set, and tree set, and hash set and linked hash set. So we saw here there the hash set. So what is the unique property of hash set there? It is following insertion order. No. Hash set following the insertion order? No. Right. And hash set following the sorting order? No. Right. It is add the values in the form of hash code. On the basis of hash code, it is adding the values, right, inside the hash set. Another one is the linked hash map. We have a linked hash map here. We saw there linked hash set. What is the unique property there?
Follow the link.
Sorted or insertion order? Insertion or sorting? Insertion order. And where sorting is followed? Yeah, right. Inside it trace it, they are following the insertion order. And here we can add only the one null values that time. Right? Inside it reset, we can no. I think we cannot able to add the null values inside the tree set, right? Here inside the tree map also. Here. Map is extending the sorted map. And hash set, if I want to define this hash map, how we will define that? Define. If I ask you what is the hash map, how we will define that? Uh, Hash map is the implementation of the map interface. Tree map is the implementation of the sorted map. Linked hash map is the implementation of the map interface, and it is extending the hash map also. Okay. There are two interfaces for implementing the map in Java, that is the map and the sorted map, and three classes, that is the hash map, linked hash map, and the tree map. Map doesn't allow the duplicate keys, but you can have the duplicate value. Right? Just now we saw that hash map and linked map. Hash map allows null key and the values, but tree map doesn't allow any null key or the value. Means we cannot able to add the null values or the key inside the tree map, but we can able to add here inside the hash map and the linked hash map. But if we add multiple null keys here inside the hash map or linked hash map, so it will give you the exception. Okay? It will give the exception. Okay, so this is the hash map hierarchy. After that, see here. From here, you can easily understand what is happening inside the hash map, what is the hash map happening in the linked hash map, and what is inside the tree map. Hash map is the implementation of map, and it does not maintain any order. There is the insertion order also, and the sorting order also. Linked hash map is the implementation of the map. It inherit the hash map class, and it maintain the insertion order. Hashed is also maintaining the insertion order, right? And after that, tree map. Tree map is the implementation of the map and the sorted map. It maintain the ascending order. That is the sorting order. It is maintained. Same like that in the hash state also we saw. Hash state does not follow any order, right? Inside the linked hash state, what it is following? That is the insertion order. And inside the tree state, what it is following? That is the sorting order. Now the many methods are present inside the map also. Inside the map interface, there are many methods. Same like the collection. If you want to add any element inside the collection, what method we are using? Add method. So here this is the put method is we are using. Inside the map interface, we are using the put method, put all. Like that, we have many methods. There is remove is here, okay, and we have multiple methods here inside the map interface. Okay, like this method, and these are the methods which are present. Many methods are present inside the map interface. Okay, we will see one by one. If we take one example here, suppose if I want to create a object of the map interface, so how we will create that?
Yeah.
Simply we will create remove this one. Okay, main method I'm coming. Simply what we need to do? We want to add any element into the map. So how we will add that? First we want the object, right? So how we will create new, and we will take any class from here. Simply inside the hierarchy, any class. This time we will take the hash map. Okay, so new hash map here. Okay, here we will add the value. See here two objects are coming. The object and object. First one is the key, and another one is the value. Okay, so we will remove this one. Here I am writing simply hm. Okay, now if I want to add the value, so how we will add hm dot put? Simply we will write a put here. And if I want to add, simply I am writing here key. Another one is the value. So I am taking. Okay, hm dot put, simply I am writing. Here I am writing 2. Here we will try to add another one. Simply this time I will try to add c here. Can we able to write or not? Can we able to write this one? Yes. Hm dot put. Here I am writing 3, and here if I write the 1.2. Now we can able to write that. I will try to write inside the key. Okay. So here I am writing this string. Now that is key, we can able to add.
Yes.
Yes, no. We can take any keys. No, heterogeneous value we can take. Okay, means it is means inside the hash map we can add the hash map keys and the values also. But if I write here hm dot put, here if I add another one, and here I am adding the another thing. So it is possible now. It is give the there is one and one is there now. Now we will simply try to run this system. Simply I am writing here hm. Okay. Now if you print this one, it is taking only one time. What we take the h, first one, there is the key and the value. Key and the value. So what is doing? Firstly, I is storing into the one assigned to the key. So what after we wrote one and the a, so what it is doing? It is overriding. It is overriding that one. Okay, and another one is that, see, Simply if I write here copy, I'm copying this one, all the things, and I'm pasting. Okay, and this time I'm taking this one as HM1. Okay, here also HM1, and we are taking here dash set. Set we are taking. Okay, dash set. Remove we will remove this one because in the value we are only
values.
sorry method we cannot use no. So hm1 dot add. Okay, simply I'm writing here then I'm adding. After that hm1 dot add, then simply we are writing here 20, and hm1 dot add, simply I'm writing here the string one. Now what will be the output of the both? Now if I run this one, see the difference between. See what is the difference?
While flower.
Here it is taking the curly braces, and here it is taking the
Square.
square braces, right? So it is the difference between this. If we create the object of the collection interface, that time it is take the that is the square braces, and if you create the object of the map interface, that time it will take the curly braces. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, we can sometimes we can assume sometimes we have to know that no, it is the collection object or set object. So from this one also we can get that. Okay, this is difference. This is small difference but very useful. Okay, so this is the thing. After that, if you want to add the null values, hm dot null. Oops, sorry. Here, if I add the null key here, it is possible. Another one I'm adding C plus plus. It is possible, no? If I add one null value, if I add another, so what it will do? It will override, right? So it will override on that. If I run this one, null and C is only printing, right? It is overriding on C++. We can add only one null key. We cannot take multiple null keys. If I add here another C A and B here, somebody will write hm dot. Okay, on the fourth key, we will take the same value. Any same value we will take the again. So it is possible. I run this one. So it is possible, right? And we have a same method like a collection. We have add all method, no? Same method we have here. That is the put all, right? Put all. What is the use of add all method?
Can add the element. Yeah,
You can add the elements which are present inside the collection one object. You can add into the collection two. Right? Simply we are writing there like al1 dot no, al1 dot add all, and inside the inside the parameter we are writing the al. So whatever elements present inside the al, that is adding into the al1. Right? Same use here also, that is the put all method, remove all method we have. Same method, whatever methods they are, no, same methods are here inside the map only. But the only difference is inside the map we have values in the form of key value here, and there we have values inside only the values. Okay, and another one, another interface we have, that is the sorry, another class we have, that is the new link link hash map. Okay, so I told you the property. What will it will contain? Key value pair, that is okay. Another thing, inside the hash, right, it will follow the insertion order. Same thing if I add here, if I paste it here, we have to write here LM, and here also I'm adding LM. Now what will be the output?
same.
It will follow insertion order or not?
It follows.
Here it will not follow, right? See here, it is following the instruction order, that is one. A we are getting by
Override.
it is overriding, right? It is overriding, but inside the one means it is here. First, it is good writing the A because we have written null means key first, right? So it is means it is adding on the basis of C here, right? So here first we are adding to C, we are adding means it is following the insertion order, right? But it is here it is not following the insertion order. Okay, another in another class we have, that is the new new tree. Same thing we can add here. We can able to add here the null values. You will see. Okay, and here also I'm writing em. We will try to write only one null value. Null. If I save this one, if I run this one, what will be the output we will get?
We will get sorting.
Ascending order. We are getting the exception. Why? Because why we have added here the null keys. Null key. It will not allow, right? If I remove this one, here I am adding 5. And here, what we will do? Simply we will try to add null values distance. Now it will execute or not?
It will execute.
It will not execute. We saw that, no? Here, inside that, we saw that. It means implementation of map and sort map. It maintains the ascending order. Instead the map, we cannot add any null values and the null keys. Right here we saw, no? Here we saw. Here. The map doesn't allow any null key or the values. Okay, it will not allow any null key also and the values also. Okay, so if I remove this one now, if I add here the another thing, we have added in different ways, so it will follow or not. Heterogeneous value we have added here. So it is not following because we have added here the heterogeneous type of values, right? That's why it is not following. We have to add same thing. So I will remove this one. That time also we saw that, right? So if I remove this one, and if I run this one now, so it is running now. Okay. 1, 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5 we are getting. We added 1, 2 times, so it is overriding on the 1. Right? It is overriding on the side. Okay. This is the tree map, and the another one is the linked hash map and the hash map. Same whatever the collection, whatever the methods we saw inside the collection, no, same thing we have inside the map also. Okay, inside the map we have a same thing, but only name is changed. That is the put add. There we have add. Here we have put. There we have a add all. Here we have a put all method. Same thing we have. Okay, and here we learn this much. This is very fast. Okay, so means if you want to know the means many things from here, so you can go through my old videos, right? In old class we have I have till means lots of things about the map. You can go through with that. Okay, so that's it for the map, guys. This is the map, and whatever the methods we have, you can try it by yourself. If you are getting any issues, please ping me. Okay, okay, and try to execute the clone method and the map interface. Okay, and please try to go with the old videos because I am going so much faster here. Okay, okay, guys, that's it for today.